Welcome back to another video, guys. Today we are going to be going over my top 4 recipes for cutting right now. We're going to be covering anabolic protein chicken bites, anabolic PB&J, chocolate protein cake, as well as anabolic protein pizza. I don't know why I say anabolic protein, but yeah, protein pizza / bagel bites. Something similar to that. I don't know, it's like bagel pizza. These have all been helping me on my diet, helping curb my cravings, so I don't go and binge and eat all this unhealthy food. It still satisfies me, so that, like I said, I don't go and eat a bunch of unhealthy stuff and fall off my track of my diet and stuff like that. So without further ado, I'm gonna show you these recipes that are helping me get shredded. So you're going to need an air fryer, 1 egg, baking powder, salt, paprika, almond flour, some kind of nonstick spray, onion powder, and chicken, obviously. So to start, we're going to make the egg wash. Crack 1 egg into a bowl and then add some hot sauce. You're then going to want to mix until the hot sauce and egg are kind of evenly through. Then you're going to measure out about 12 to 16 grams of almond flour for your base around the chicken, and then add some baking powder to that, as well as salt, paprika, and some onion powder. Then you're going to want to mix that through until all the ingredients are kind of evenly mixed. And then from there, we are going to make our crust. Now, I used Ritz crackers to make this crust. You can use whatever you'd like. And then you want to take your fist and just absolutely beat the... And once your cracker / crust look like this, you're then going to want to open your chicken, obviously, so you can use the chicken, right? And you're going to put that on a plate. Damn, that looks like earlier this morning. Now, start cutting your chicken into strips or cubes, whichever you would prefer. If you want to make more of like tender style, then go for more of a strip. If you want nuggets, then obviously cut them into cubes. So once your chicken has been fully cut up, and it's in one of these 2 shapes like you're seeing on the screen, you're then going to want to take a piece of chicken, which you're going to see in a second, and you're going to put that in the almond flour mixture with the baking soda and all that stuff. Make sure you get a good coating on there, and then you're going to dip that into the egg hot sauce wash, and make sure there's no fork in the way, because it would be much easier if there wasn't a fork in the bowl. And then you're going to dip that in the Ritz crackers or your crust, whichever you chose to make your crust out of, and then place that in the air fryer. And you're going to do this for every single piece. Now, my air fryer isn't huge, so it's a little bit harder to fit all of them in there, so I had to do 2 batches. But once they're all in there, or as many as you can fit in, put it in and put it for about 12 to 15 minutes, and be sure to take the temperature of the chicken once you are done. Now we will be making the anabolic PB&J. So for this, you're going to need a low-calorie bread. I'm using 647. You're going to need PB Fit for the peanut butter, Hershey's chocolate syrup, 0 sugar, water, and then some kind of jelly. And then you're going to want to measure out about 48 grams of PB Fit. Now, this is how much I used for 2 sandwiches. It was a little bit too much, so you can adjust accordingly. So now, in order to make the PB Fit peanut butter, you have to add some water. I suggest adding water slowly so that you can add a little bit more if it's not thick enough or creamy enough for you. Because if you add too much, it'll become watery, and then you're gonna have to add more PB Fit, and then you're gonna get more, and it's gonna be a whole mess. So add slowly, because you can always add more, you can't take away. So once your peanut butter looks like this, right, it looks more like a real peanut butter type thing, get your bread, and then start spreading the peanut butter all over each slice. Now, you're probably gonna have a lot of peanut butter, because 48 grams does make a lot. So like I mentioned earlier, you can adjust that to how much you would want. If you want more or less, you do you. Now, you're gonna take 0 sugar Hershey syrup and drizzle that on both slices of bread with the peanut butter on it, right? And then you're gonna take your other pieces of bread, the 2 remaining ones, to complete a sandwich. I know, genius. And you're gonna put the jelly on those and spread. Now, I'm not a big jelly person, so that's why I didn't put a lot. But if you like jelly, then you do you. Add a ton more. There's no rules when it comes to the kitchen, as Greg says. So do you. Whatever makes you happy, you do that. So once your jelly is all spread all over the piece of bread, put that bad boy on the other slice to complete the sandwich. So then here is what you're gonna see. I did a very poor job of cutting this, to be honest with you. I shouldn't have used a plastic or a paper plate. I should have used a real plate. But as you can see, it's very, very thick, dense. It's gonna be filling. It tastes very good. So next up, we have the sauce. So to make the sauce, I used red hot or Frank's Red Hot thick sauce, and I mix that with the regular Frank's Red Hot sauce. Now, if you have another low-calorie sauce, or you want to put, G. Hughes barbecue sauce in there, you can. Whatever makes you happy. This for me is buffalo wings. That's what I wanted. You can make barbecue wings, whatever. So you're gonna add some of this sauce together. You're gonna mix it up until it's thick, but still a little runny. And then once that is all mixed together thoroughly, as you see here, I'll show you in a second. So once your sauce is mixed thoroughly, you're going to then take each chicken tender or nugget and dip it in the sauce. Now, it may be more beneficial to put the sauce in a bag and put all the tenders in the bag, mix it up, and you'll get a full coating, or you can do as I did in the video. But at the end of the day, it'll still taste good whichever way you do it. The macros are on the screen right now. All right, guys, so we finished both the meals. I'm gonna try both. So first, we're gonna try the PB&J. Yeah, that's good. If you don't want to use all the fats of peanut butter, definitely recommend trying this. But the best one is the buffalo chicken bites. So let's give this a shot. If you're going to make any of these recipes, definitely make this one. I mean, like, look how good this looks. You can't tell me that you wouldn't make this on, like, football Sunday or something like that. By the way, look at this tan line. I screwed up my tan lines again. Good job, Dylan. But you can't tell me that if it was like a party or something like that, or just you wanting some buffalo wings, so like, make this, and you're telling me you will be satisfied. Like, you cannot eat this and not be like satisfied from your boneless wings craving and stuff like that. So with that being said, I'm going to catch you guys with the next recipe, which I believe is going to be bagel pizza. And by the way, if you did not know, today is basically, like, this is what I'm eating today. All these meals that I'm making, I'm fitting into my macros. So for the buffalo chicken bites, the calories are gonna be right here. And then the peanut butter and jelly sandwich will be right here. And then at the end of this video, trust me, stick along for the rest of these next two recipes. Are gonna be really good. One is protein cake, the next one is bagel pizza, and they're both very good. So at the end of the video, I'm going to show you the macros and the calories I ate for the day, which is literally the macros and calories I eat every single day. So this all fits into it. If you wanted to eat this exact same meal, you could eat all these meals, fit into your macros. So I will see you guys then. Hello, focus on me. All right, guys. So in between my next two meals and the next two recipes I'll show you, I stopped at Wawa and got a bang. If you can see, it's blue raz. I've never had a bang before, but it's been like, I see it all over TikTok and everything like that, so I want to give it a shot. I've been a Monster guy for the past like year and a half, so let's see. Okay. Eyes watering a little bit. That's actually really good. What does it taste like? Hold on. It's not like blue raspberry in the sense that it's like the sour blue raspberry sour punch strips and stuff like that. Like that blue raspberry. It's like, it reminds me of like a cotton candy flavor. Even though they make a cotton candy. I don't know, it's weird. It's not bad. It's not bad. So maybe I'll hop on the bang hype train and start getting some bangs instead of monsters, but I don't know. I think we're gonna make the next meal. So I'll see you guys in the kitchen. Turkey pepperoni. So to start making your anabolic bagel pizzas, you're gonna need turkey pepperoni, some kind of cheese, fat-free cheese is best, Prego sauce or any kind of sauce, and then your bagel or English muffin. I'm using English muffins because that's what I have. And depending on how hungry you are, you can use more or less. I'm using 2 because I was pretty hungry. So start by toasting your English muffins or bagels for about 3 to 4 minutes, just so they're crispy. They don't want to be burned yet. Then you're gonna measure out about 2 servings of your cheese, and then you're gonna measure out about 2 servings of your turkey pepperoni. Now, be sure to include this packet thing for extra So, once your turkey pepperoni is all measured out, take your English muffins out of the toaster, and they should look like this. Start spreading your tomato sauce on them. Tomato sauce is very low calories, so don't worry about tracking it. Then, you're going to start spreading your cheese. Now, there's a lot of cheese, or at least when I measured it, I had a lot of cheese.
and I made it extra cheesy, so that's always a good thing. Now, when you're putting your turkey pepperoni on, you're going to realize there's a lot of turkey pepperoni, depending on how much you measure out. Like 2 servings is a lot. So you're going to have a lot of pepperoni on your pizza, which is not a bad thing if you like pepperoni, but that's just something to note. Once all your toppings have been added, put it back in the toaster on broil or turbo if you have that for about 5 minutes so everything gets crispy, cooked, and the cheese is melted.
All right, and here is the final product. As you can see, the pizzas are done. So I've already had this a ton of times. I have it literally probably like 4 or 5 times a week to end off my calories for the night because I love pizza. Now, one thing to note is this is non-dairy cheese, so the macros are pretty bad. Like, it's mostly just fat and carbs. If you replace this, if you could have dairy and you replace this with fat-free cheese, there's probably gonna be like 30 more grams of protein in this, making it probably close to like a 50-gram protein like snack if you have a big appetite, or a meal if you're, you know, have a little bit of a smaller one like me. So with that being said, I'm going to smash this. Probably do a shower, watch the Logan Paul Mayweather fight, which I honestly don't know. If Mayweather doesn't win, this is some BS, but yeah. And then I will catch you guys for the last meal / recipe to end this day of eating, and give you guys one more little recipe, like a dessert chocolate cake protein. So I will see you guys then. It is not the most appetizing thing in the world right now because the whole thing melted, but this is the protein cake. So to make this, you're going to want to start off with 30 grams of chocolate or vanilla peanut butter, depending on how you want to make this. You're then going to put about 20 to 24 grams of PB Fit, which you should be seeing on the screen, this stuff right now. And then after that, you're gonna wanna put about a tablespoon of baking powder. Once you do the baking powder, you're gonna wanna add cocoa powder, and I also added some vanilla extract as well as stevia, if you just saw that on the screen. And then you wanna mix it, and then you wanna add almond milk until it becomes a cakey, like batter consistency. As you can see on the screen, I'm gonna kinda show you what it looked like when I was making it. And then you're gonna wanna put that in the microwave for anywhere from about 1 minute to 2 minutes, depending on how strong your microwave is. And yeah, and then you're gonna wanna top it with your whatever toppings you want. I used 0 sugar Hershey's syrup, and then I also used some almond butter, about a tablespoon, and then some very light almond whipped cream to top it off. And that's what you can see right here, but obviously it doesn't look as great because the heat from the actual cake part did melt the whipped cream. It also melted the almond butter, but that's not a bad thing. So I'm gonna give this a quick bite. I've had this multiple times in the past. It is very, very good. It's really good. If I'm gonna be honest, when you eat it, if you microwave it a little bit longer, you're gonna get more of that cakey consistency. If you put a little more baking powder, you're gonna get a little more of that cake-like texture. Right now, it is not super cakey. My eyes are watering. It is not extremely cakey. It's more or less like a, I don't know how you would explain it. When you eat this, you know you're not eating cake, but it tastes like cake, so it's kind of weird. Nevertheless, it is very good, and it has definitely helped me. It has in the past, and it's gonna continue to help me on this diet. Even in my bulk, I might have this. The macros for this meal are gonna pop up right here. And then the macros for the total day are gonna be right here as well. So I also would like to note that I am having a protein shake as well, just to finish up the calories, because I was short about protein, about like 20 grams, and I had about 200 and something calories left, so I decided to make a little protein shake and fit in those extra macros. So as you can see, you can eat these recipes I showed you, or any recipe, or pretty much anything, and fit it into your macros, as long as you're creative with the meals. Like they always say, be creative in the kitchen. I don't always eat like this. A lot of times my meals are a lot simpler. Chicken, rice, sweet potato, things like that. But on the occasion, I will have these recipes that I showed you today if I am craving something similar. If I'm craving the wings or boneless wings, I'll have that buffalo boneless wing meal I made. If I really want pizza, I'll make that English muffin type pizza thing. If I want cake or something sweet like that, I will make this. So with that being said, the PB&J was kind of a cool one. I will have normal PB&J, but it's kind of more of like an anabolic snack you can have if you just want to get some more protein in and you want something that tastes good and you're in the mood for a PB&J. So I highly recommend that. But I'm gonna end the video here. I wanna thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Join us. We're trying to grow, like I said, once we move into this new house, which is coming up in the next month and a half or a month so. The content's gonna be way better. I'm gonna be going over a lot more things. Quality's gonna be crazy because there's not gonna be like that weird thing with, you know, having some other family members that aren't just my family in this house right now. But like I said, thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. Click that sub button if you are not already subbed, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.
Shake that body, say the motherfucker, get crunk with it, get loose with it. My show said let Bruce do